Hello, this is Manas from Geek Plus, and today we are here to talk about one of the most ignored problems in logistics and manufacturing. Oftentimes, we get lots of requests from clients for small systems that don't require heavy automation, and most of the industry doesn't have a solution for this. And this is where Geek Plus InstaMove comes in. So I have here Rick with me today, who is going to explain more about the solution. Rick, if you could give a high-level introduction of InstaMove and say why it's such an awesome solution for the industry.
Thank you, Manas. So here at Geek Plus, on a very regular basis, we get inquiries or requests from companies that are interested in technology, but that are finding that the cost to use that technology is difficult to justify. So what we've done here at Geek Plus is we've introduced a package called InstaMove, where we can now run and manage a small fleet of bots. For example, many of those customers require less than 10 bots for their application. So in that offering, we have two different types of bots. We have our moving bot, which is designed to move pallet loads and or carts. And then we have our fork truck bot, which is obviously be able to pick up a fork truck off of the floor. So the moving bot, which is our M1000, we've integrated that, and the benefit is that we can actually have both types of products into the same system. So for that customer that only sees the need for just a few moves per hour within the day, that may only require, say, 2 or 3 bots, we now have a solution for them that is very cost effective, where in the past, just the cost of software implementation and time for implementation was cost prohibitive. So call us here at Geek Plus and we'll be able to set you up very quickly.
So Rick, I have a few questions about this system. So would you say this is more like a plug and play?
So the intent of this was to practically be able to be out of the box. So after a discussion with our solution engineers and with your salesperson to determine if your existing infrastructure is adequate to add this system, there may be some prep work that you need to do in-house prior to having our system go live. For example, if you have an area that doesn't already have an existing wireless system, so you would need to add a wireless. But other than that, you'd be able to literally take the robots out of the bot, set up our very small server, and just map out your program. So you would literally just walk the bot around your facility to where it would create a map, and then within the application, identify your pickup points and your drop points. So to operate the system, you would just use a simple PDA or browser or tablet that would have a web-based application on it. You would be able to call for the bot, then direct the bot to its next location. And that the number of locations is practically unlimited. It's just that the size of the fleet is the kind of the factor that needs to be designed into as you engineer your solution.
Okay, so you would say this is a standalone system and it doesn't need integration with the host software.
So that is what makes it easy and instant, is that this is not a system that requires development from your side, your IT or our IT, to where we're trying to integrate into, say, a manufacturing execution system or a warehouse execution system. This is a standalone system that would be self-contained for the mapping, and the instructions to work that system, again, would be through a web-based browser that would give it direction. So it's a task-directed system.
How quick can it be deployed?
So literally, as soon as the item arrives, your team and or your partner or ourselves can come and start the mapping, and in one day you should be able to have an operating system.
So it's just one day for deployment?
It should be easy as one day. Now, if you have a very large facility that requires you to walk it a very long way to map it, that would potentially add time.
Okay.
But we would recommend that probably off shift, that you would walk your facility, again, identify your drop points and pickup points, and then that would be the fixed map. And then once you've done that with one robot, it loads it up into the software, and then the rest of the robots in your fleet would now have that map built into their CPUs or their.
So what kind of operations do you see in say like different scenarios or different industries being automated with this?
So moving type systems are usually very task oriented. So in a distribution system, you may want to deliver, say, something from your packing area to your shipping dock, or in a manufacturing environment, you may want to move something from one workstation to another workstation. So if you have an application where, again, you're picking up in one point and delivering to another, this is the solution you're looking for.
Okay. And, like how does it handle unpredictable environments?
So our moving bots have our SLAM technology. So it is able to detect anything that's not in the map. So if it were to come across either a person, another fork truck, or an item that's in the path, the unit would stop knowing where it's at and then wait for that item to be moved so they can continue onto its path.
Okay. What about from a user perspective or from an operator perspective? Do they need any special training or certain background, or like how soon can the training happen?
So the software that manages this is called GMS, the Geek Plus Moving Software. So in that, again, it's web-based. So any browser-based equipment, where again it's a tablet, a smartphone, a PDA, you would load the application through the browser, and it would be configured with your map and your drop locations. So you would be able to customize how that looks for your needs. But in most applications, it would be as simple as, I need a bot and I need to send it to destination A, B, C, or D, or what have you.
Okay, awesome. How soon can a client, get their money back?
So typically, for customers that are looking for this type of operation, they probably have a person and a fork truck, for example. So and doing these minimal moves, which means it's probably a shared resource, and it may not be where it's justified for a full-time person and a dedicated fork truck. Well, this would allow that person to be reassigned or repurposed, and the equipment to be reassigned or repurposed. And this machine would be on call instantly, so that as you need it, it would pick up and move, compared to if a person on a fork truck was doing another task, you'd need to wait for them to finish that task, be called over to do that work. So with all that being said, in most environments, you would see anywhere from 1 year to a year and a half, depending on the size of your fleet.
Awesome. So if a plant manager is watching this, what is your one message to him?
It's simple and instant. As I said, InstaMove. So out of the box, it's very intuitive. It's menu driven, so that it wouldn't require what most places would be. You wouldn't need someone in IT. You would not have to have a super user. So you'd be able to easily train your personnel and or a supervisor to change it and or reassign.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Rick, for joining, and thank you for explaining in such detail. And if you are interested in implementing this awesome solution, please contact us at sales@geekplus.com. Thank you so much for joining.